once said my dad was a man with great love in his heart, great love for his family, and great love for his church. And I just want to remind myself and my family and everyone that knows him here, everything else he loved. We all know my dad had a sweet tooth. You couldn't have any candy or cakes or cookies around him, or he would eat them all every time. He loved movies like Laurel and Hardy and The Stooges, Ernest. Pretty much anything where grown men were hitting each other or poking each other in the eyes. He liked Jackie Chan movies, his favorite actor by far. His collection's probably the biggest in the world of Jackie Chan movies. Dad also loved nature. He loved Yellowstone and Niagara Falls and the Grand Canyon. But he loved the sequoias and the redwoods the most in California. You're not supposed to go up to the trees and touch them, but he went and hugged every single one. He waited his whole life to see him. Being there with him was amazing. He also loved our family vacations. As well, you know, we'd pack up in the big red van every summer and go somewhere new, and he would drive us the entire time. Mom would never drive. We were too young to drive, and he would never complain a word. He would just keep driving, keep going. He'd never tell us to be quiet in the back. He just loved every single minute of it. Dad also loved this church and all the men and women here. He looked up to every single person in this church and loved them unconditionally. This church made him the man he was, and a lot of the men here that I look up to most are just like him, selfless and loving. And I look to all of them as my fathers and my brothers. Dad also liked flying and playing video games with airplanes, anything like that. And my brother-in-law, Nan, was able to bring him up in an airplane the first time and let him fly. And I was there for that as well. It was one of my favorite memories of my dad. He could also build, fix, destroy anything on earth. We never had any new appliances because my dad would just fix it. He made Frankenstein appliances all over the house because he couldn't throw anything away. He would just rework it and make it work somehow. Because of this, all my friends growing up called him NASA because his workshop would like launch a rocket. But more telling about him, as we aged, they started calling him Gentle Tim because they knew his heart and they knew what he was like to me and how he raised me and how he treated my mother. I kind of inherited this from him, that he loved telling jokes, but he could never get any right. He'd either mix two together or forget the end, but I still laughed at him. I was also convinced he would eventually solve perpetual motion, as he's been working on machines for a long time to solve the energy crisis. And I think if he had a couple more years, he probably would have got it. He's also really good at Wheel of Fortune. Better than me. I should have been better than him, but he was better than me. Another thing Dad really loved was when my brother and sister played their instruments, or when I had a baseball game. My mom would be the loudest yelling, obviously. But I could always see my dad there smiling away, so proud. If anyone was left alone with him for more than 5 minutes, all he would do was talk about how talented we were and how much he loved us all. Another thing my dad loved was my grandma and grandpa and his whole family. He was so proud to be raised by them, and he was just like his father. The two most kind, gentle people I've ever met in my entire life are my dad and his father. He also loved the Philippines, more than anything. He always calls himself the whitest Filipino. And I've never seen him happier when he's surrounded by my mom and all his sisters who are here today. He just had the biggest smile on his face when the whole family was together. He just felt so warm and connected to everybody. He also loved his two dogs, Gracie and Tally. Gracie's just like him, and Tally's just the opposite. But he loved them both. He also loved my mom's cooking. We all love my mom's cooking, but my dad especially loves my mom's cooking.
I always count. After his second bite, I would count 1, 2. He said, "Baby, it's so good."
Growing up, I always tried to eat as much as I could because I saw my dad just inhale the whole table. And it caught up to me recently, but I can't help it anymore. And this list could go on forever, but it all ends in one place. And that's the love for my mother that he had. I've never seen a husband or a father more selfless. My dad, more loving, more caring. He never yelled at me. And when he did discipline me, it's because I was being stupid. But the love that he showed to my siblings and my mother is beyond anything I've ever seen. And if I can take one thing from him, that's what I want, is to exude that love to everyone that I know.